doing? I'm starting my diet, so I'm at home cooking some fucking chicken and veggies. Right, I'm trying to get down to 215 just to live. I don't like being big. I don't like having a huge gut. I'm always gonna have a gut, but it'd be nice to trim that down a little bit. Walk around at like 215, like I said, 215, 210, and make short notice fights way easier for me. And really just better for my life. Just better for life, better for my family, better for me to live a longer life. So I don't want to get big, and it's a hard downfall, man. You eat one bad thing, it tastes good, so you keep moving on the next day, and it just gets worse. So for me, it's really a focus that I have to do is I really have to focus on eating clean and being disciplined like I'm in a fight camp, even though I'm not really technically in a fight camp. So for me, it's just about eating clean and living my life like it's a fight camp, even though fights will come, fights will go. But, I don't live my life as a professional fighter anymore. But this part of it I want to eat better and kind of just do that for my own health and for my family, so they have me around a little bit longer. Not that I feel like I'm dying anytime soon, but you never know. So I want to get into like these comeback stories. A lot of people build up this hype about people having these comeback stories because they're from rock bottom and they climb their ways out and they go for the goals and they go for the dreams and they make that shit happen. And it's one thing for that to be the case, right? If you really like circumstances around you, you come up poor, whatever the circumstance is, and you start at rock bottom and you climb yourself out. That's what movies are made of. That's huge things like that. That's big. That's awesome. But then there's people that put themselves in situations, whether it be drinking, drugs, girls, whatever it is. Perfect example, Kareem Hunt puts himself at fucking rock bottom all because he wanted to have one night to be normal. And those normal situations will fucking put you in misery real fast. And, he put himself in rock bottom. And I'm wondering, like, if he makes his comeback and gets everybody to forgive him and then comes back and does this stuff, are they going to be, oh, that's awesome, that's awesome? No, he fucking put himself at rock bottom. And to me, it's like, that's not a story that I care to hear. I don't care to hear that somebody dug themselves a hole, climbed themselves out of it, and are back on top. That's not what movies are made of. That's not this big thing. Like, that's shitty, right? And yeah, I get it. Like, people make mistakes and people will dig their own holes, but you got to realize now, put that shovel down, climb out. Nobody wants to hear that story. That's been told a million times. Fucking put the shovel down, stop digging that fucking hole, and start. It's gonna be a lot easier to climb on the way out. For me, it's big. Like, set your goals to better yourself, right? And look at your life from somebody else's eyes, right? From a different perspective that's not your own, because everybody's going to look at their own lives and be like, oh, I'm doing better than whatever. But look at your life through somebody else's eyes. See what you're doing, right? See if you're really digging that hole, and set goals to get yourself out of that hole. And that's just how you're going to become successful anyways. You don't need this big comeback story to be successful. You just need to stop digging the hole, set your goals, and work to smash those goals. I'm a goal-oriented person, so for me, it's all about goals. Every chance I get, I'm writing down goals, and I never achieve all my goals because then I have new goals to go after. So, but I know I've dug myself into holes before, but it's not something I express to everybody. It's not something I tell the whole world about, because it's not, like, who fucking cares? Right? It's not like I started at rock bottom. It's not like I was fucking broke coming up. It's not like I had really bad circumstances coming up. No. I started from a pretty decent spot in life, and I've dug my own holes. A big example is what I'm doing right now. Like, my diet has never been the greatest, and I've put myself into holes and fights and missed weight and had people talking shit. And then I'm like, oh, well, if I make weight, then no, there's no huge comeback story. I'm just doing what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. Right? So that's a big thing, like, for myself, right? My goals are right now diet oriented. Like, I want to be healthier, but I also don't expect any praise for it. I just need to do it for myself, and that's what you need to do. Will it help me become more successful? I don't know, maybe, but I'm not doing it to become famous. I'm not doing it to become like rich. I'm doing it to better myself. And if my goals line up with the universe or whatever you want to say, and you know what I mean? Like, to me, success isn't about the money you make or the fame you get. Success is about living a good life and people around you feeling like, oh, this person is a good person. He's successful in that way. And for me, that's all I want to do. I want to do all the goals I set out to do, and I want to be rich in love with my family, and I want to be rich with experiences. And I've already experienced it a lot at a young age, and I feel like I still haven't accomplished much. Like, my success is me trying to accomplish all the goals I can. And I have so many goals that I don't even feel halfway successful, I just feel like I'm on the cusp of doing some good things, but then I take a step back. I don't, I get tired, so I don't write like I want to, or, I don't pump this out when I want to. And that, to me, is me digging a hole, right? I just have to get over that tiredness and that hump, and that's going to happen to everybody. But, like, the whole point is, if you're digging yourself into a hole, put that shovel down, put those goals out there, start working. You're always going to climb to the top and then dig a little bit more of a hole, right? That's just how life works. Not everybody, there's not many people out there that have it. I don't know if there's anybody that has 100% figured out. And there's not that many people out there that truly, if you look in their lives, they feel successful. So for me, I feel successful just trying to go after goals every day. And when I have an off day, I really do feel like I've took 10 steps back. So for me, it's all about working towards the next goal, and that's where I'm going to put my success in, right? And if money comes along with that, cool. I don't want no fame. Fuck all that. But I definitely would like to live a little better with money, financially. But that's not my driving factor. My driving factor is, do I have enough to feed my family? Do I have enough to have a house? Do I have enough to keep my gym? And, stuff like that. So for me, success is my milestones, my goals, right? And I've done a lot that I've wanted to do goals-wise, but there's still a lot left on the table, So this next year, 2019, I'm going to come out swinging. I'm going to make it the best year of my life, That's the goal. That's my main goal, is to make it the best year of my life, to hit as many goals and milestones as I can, and to keep my family happy and fed. That's big for me. And to help my parents out would be a big one for me as well, because they've done so much to help me accomplish a lot already. So moving on. That's 2019 for me. And moving on, I'm doing that with my fighters, right? I got a lot of young guys. So right now I'm trying to get them that across, that goals are huge. Like, I want people to look at it as that they should be goal oriented, right? And it shouldn't just be about fighting. So now I'm having all my fighters bring in goals so I can hang it up around the gym so we can hold each other accountable. And I try to get them not to just do fight goals, right? Like, get a little personal with us. Like, we're family. Let us know what personal goals you have so we can help you with that as well. And you can help me with mine, and it's all holding each other accountable. Because when you have people that hold you accountable and you're holding people accountable, it really does help that process of goal setting. And I've realized that. I tell my goals to my girlfriend, and she holds me accountable, and I hold her accountable for hers. And I think that's an amazing thing. Not everybody's going to have somebody to hold them accountable with their goals, and that's okay too, right? Just hold yourself accountable. Be resilient. Be hard on yourself. And it doesn't have to be super hard, but go for those goals and fucking make sure you're doing them. Cross those goals off. I try to cross goals off every week, and they're not the main goal. They're just little goals to get me through the week, to get to my next goal, right? And sometimes I don't do any of those goals, and I just feel like a piece of shit. But it's just it's working towards something, towards my success, right? What I deem as successful, and so I'm trying to get my fighters to do it, and I'm trying to get them to be successful in life and not just fighting, right? Because there's a very small percentage that'll make it to the top and stay there. It's an even smaller percentage that'll stay there, and it's even a smaller percentage that could make a great living off of it, and it's even a smaller percentage that could be champions, So chase those goals, right? If you want to be the fucking champ, chase that goal. But always have an exit strategy and always have other goals outside of that, right? I realized when I was fighting, if I just had fight goals, I fucking hated life. But when I sat there and really thought about goals in life and not just fighting, it felt great. I felt more at peace with myself, and because every time I smash any goal, it would feel like winning a fight. And that's a big thing. Like, do other things outside of that main thing. Like, if, I don't know, let me give an example. If writing is something you want to do, you want to be an author, right? You're not going to sit there and write every day. Every writer would tell you that's crazy. So you go out and you find other things to do. And it's just like, that's the same with being an athlete. You can't just stick to the football or stick to baseball or stick to fighting all that way. Like, it can't just be about that. Yes, immerse yourself in it, and most of your life should be about that, but find other things to do outside of that so you don't go crazy. Because if it's all about winning fights, what happens when you don't have a fight for a year because you're injured? Or what happens when you lose a fight? That feels like the end of the world. And it shouldn't. It should just feel like something that's helping you learn and move on to your next goal. But when fighting or football or all that is your whole life, what happens when none of those goals happen and you just feel like you're the worst fighter, or just feel like a shit human being because you measure your success on how far you get in fighting. Now, that being said, you should always shoot for the stars. You should always train that hard. If that's, if you want to be a UFC champ, you should always train to be a UFC champ. Don't get me wrong, but do other things outside of that. Train your mind, train your body, and when you train things, those need rest days. So that mind needs a rest day from fighting. That mind needs a rest day from writing, whatever it is, playing football, whatever. So for me, every time I put all my eggs into one basket, I've just been too stressed and fell flat on my face. So for people who feel like that, I'm here to tell you that when you put eggs in other baskets, and it doesn't, it could be 90-10, 80-20, but just focus on that main goal, but do other little goals and do other things outside of that, right? Enjoy family time, enjoy hanging out with your friends, enjoy something, but don't make it, don't make it destructive to your health, right? Enjoying one beer is okay, but enjoying being drunk, that's not okay. That's not how you get your mind off something. That's just something that puts in that problem, right? So if you just worry about fighting and then you get drunk on the weekends because it'll get you to stop thinking about that, and then Monday, that's disruptive to your health. That's not good, and that's not going to help your main goal, right? That UFC championship goal is not going to be there if you just fucking, you know what I mean? And have your fun, right? If you do it once in a while, whatever. I don't condone it because I don't do it, but some people do, and some people like it, and some people can be fine. But if you have a problem, know that you have a problem, and don't be stupid and be doing that as your once in a while having fun, right? But it shouldn't be an every week thing, and you definitely should be smarter about the company you keep, and just don't be dumb in life. Like, set those goals and go for them, but you don't want to hang, because once you get more successful, like, more eyes will be on you. Like I said, Kareem Hunt. It's just being an athlete with booze and women, that's a terrible mix, right? Just terrible. It's a downfall, right? If you have booze mixed with women that you don't know and you're a pro athlete with money, people are always looking for a way to take advantage of you, and that's the easiest way to take advantage of you. So cut that shit off too, and start that early, because if you do something so much, it becomes a habit. So if you're hanging out drunk with women and doing all this shit, by the time you get to that spot that you want to, and you feel like you're successful and you feel like you get some fame behind you, stuff like that, people are going to take notice and they're going to look for a way to expose that. So be very, very careful with choices you make in life, and that goes any choices. That's not just booze and women. Any choices in life. Just be cognizant of the choices you're making and the company you keep and the things you're doing on the weekends, because one slip up could end your whole fucking career. And you don't want that, right? You want to be successful and not defined by one thing that just fucking fucks up your whole life, right? So, yeah, that's all I got today. Maybe sounds like a little rambling, but I'm just trying to get my feet back underneath me. This is weird. I haven't really done this on camera by myself. And this is the second time I've done it on camera by myself, so it takes a little bit to get in a flow and get in the rhythm, but I'm going to work on it and get better. That's one of my goals. So, therefore, watch these struggling ones, and eventually it'll be something that you'll be proud to watch and something that you can share with people. Other than that, I hope that you're proud to watch it because of the message, and that's, a big thing that I want to do is keep it short, get a message out, send it, and hopefully it helps one or two people, and then, that's it. And hopefully that grows to a couple people a week, a couple people a month, So that's just my whole thing behind it is spread a positive message, get it out there, and see how people react, see what people it touches, and help those people out in life too. So, thanks, guys. Love y'all. Later.